inform these courts to come up with reasonable bond terms for the accused person. So, accused person, you are charged with 7 counts of corruption offenses, and the subject of the charges is the procurement of utensils and cutlery items. Well, accused person, you are serving as the CEO and accounting officer of Bombers of Kenya. Defense has explained your circumstances and has urged this court to release you on reasonable bond terms. In particular, I've noted defense has informed this court that you are being under interdiction since November 2023, and therefore you are without means. Prosecution is not opposed to the application for bond, but has urged this court to consider the nature of the charges that accused person is facing. In this case, the question of compelling reasons to deny accused persons bond do not arise. So therefore, it is the duty of this court under Article 49 of the Constitution to grant accused person reasonable bond terms. Having carefully considered all the submissions, looking at the charges, and guided by the judiciary bail and bond guidelines, I hereby find the following to be the reasonable bail and bond terms that are applicable to this case. Accused person, you shall be released on a bond of 5 million with 1 surety for similar amount. That is, if you are using your property to secure your release, you are using a property to secure the release, the value should be 5 million. Then there should be 1 surety who shall enter recognizance for the similar amounts. In the alternative, accused person, you should deposit in court a cash bail of 1 million. 1 million as cash bail. I've also made an order that accused person, for your release, you should also arrange and ensure that your passport is brought to court. We shall carefully keep it and safely. And I advise you that there is an order that you should not leave the jurisdiction of Kenya without prior leave of the court. It's not very difficult to get leave. Personally, I've done it. Immediately, you just do it on a certificate. You just inform the prosecution. Then you can always travel. You have no problem. We have not prevented you from traveling, but tell us where you are going and when you are coming back and when you are resubmitting the passport. I'll also urge you to observe most fundamental term of the bonds that you come to court. That's what is very key to us. And also very important, you should not interfere with the witnesses. Just leave the witnesses, concentrate on your case. In addition to this issue of bail that you have raised, I've also made an order for prosecution to supply the accused person through his counsels copies of charge sheets, which we have done, witness statements, and any other documentary evidence shall be referred in the prosecution case. So supply the defense with all those materials. And for purposes of having orderly proceedings, it's always good we point out these documents that shall be supplied, accused persons, they are supplied pursuant to Article 50. You are right to be supplied with documents that the prosecution shall rely on. They are deemed to have been supplied to you, and no advocate client lien should arise from that. So another time you are changing your advocate, or probably one of your advocates not present, it is your duty to ensure that they have those materials, because at times they are voluminous. We have used all our money, your money, my money, counsel's money, everyone's money to do that. So ensure, please, that you agree with the counsel that all those documents should be readily available anytime you are in court. It shouldn't be a subject of an adjournment. Yeah, you can just let him, please, just allow him so that he can understand. Just a second, please, so that he can concentrate. Just a moment. So have you understood that aspect? So tomorrow don't come and say, we left them with Counsel Nyaundi, Counsel Kaemba. No. Ensure anytime you're in court, the counsel is in court, has got all those materials. I've reallocated this matter for trial before Honorable Zipporah Kishana. That will be your trial court. But for the purpose of bond approval, I know she's not there. We have got no problem with that. We are going to deal with it. It is a custom for us to be able to work fast. And we are also bound by our own appraisal system that we do a mandatory pre-trial conference 14 days from the date of plea. So I'll urge you, as well as counsel, we consult, then we come up with the date for the pre-trial before the 14 days. About payment of cash bail, we have got no problem. We don't handle any cash. We pay through the bank. The accounts are really available. You only need to organize. If you are paying, we quickly raise an invoice. You go to the bank, you deposit, and then we quickly process your papers. Personally, as I've taken the plea, I'm also very keen and duty-bound to ensure that I sign your release. So there's nothing to be pushed here, please. And don't agree to have someone assisting you. Let counsel just go and submit your things. I'll be on the lookout and waiting just to sign your release very fast, correct? Then you can go, relax. Then you consult with your advocates. Then you concentrate on your defense case. That's very important. Counsels, is there something else that you need a clarification? So Honorable Zipporah, she's a good magistrate. She's equal to the task. Do today a contact list. Mr. Mwangi, you have it? Ensure that it's ready. You should have given it to counsels. We fill up our contact list. Yes, that one. Thank you so much, counsels, for doing that. Very important. In case you want to contact us, okay then. The pre-trial, I've said you do it before the trial court. They'll come in the eventually try to thrash out most of your issues, improve the practice. Where there are any flaws, we also point them out, and as we are willing to rectify if they. So for the date, I don't know which date. Within 14 days, and because of our PMMU, at least I know the next week. Would I suggest you give them some bit of time because of your inventory so that they can come up with something. Maybe I'm talking about Thursday there. Even the time I've got no problem, I can always argue with the magistrate, the time that you want. The 9th. We are still within time. What time do you want to come for it? Tell me the time. So, because I know you could be having some other matters. Yes. I'll put out to the magistrate so that he can wait for you at 10. And the back now stops with is it Ruto and Masaru and Kateru is here. Please ensure that we don't do it as a routine. Take pre-trial conferences seriously, correct? Have those documents, correct? Yeah, do a thorough job so that you'll be able to move on, correct? Then for the rest of those other things, Mr. Nyaundi, you may not have heard me address them about the malice, so that we address it in the main case. But we can't stop counsel. It's your right. It's your right when you feel you have not been treated well. If counsel you can't say it, who else will say it? At 10 a.m. for pre-trial conference. So on. Let me express my gratitude, counsel.
Okay.
We may not speak on behalf of the family.
Okay. That's fine. So today we are from court. We've come with a client to take plea. So the charge has been read to him, and of course them not being true, a plea of not guilty has been entered because it denied all the offences. It's a case that has been framed up for the purpose of getting him out of Bomas as the CEO. So the charge has been read against him, and of course he has denied. And we are now set for pre-trial on the 9th of May. Then thereafter we take a date for hearing. They will present their case, the state will present their case, the ESCC. We will respond to their case, will present evidence to the contrary, that indeed our client is innocent. Yes.
So far, today
the court has admitted him to a cash bail of 1 million with an alternative of a bond of 5 million with one surety of a similar amount. So we're just processing for the payment of that cash bail as we wait for the next court activity, the 9th, as I've said, 9th of May. The court has been fair enough because the charges have been duplicated. It was just one tender that was done at the Bomas for the supply of some cutlery in the kitchen at the Bomas of Kenya, the Utamaduni restaurant at Bomas of Kenya. So just one tender, but sometimes the prosecution want to duplicate the charges so that they look so many to doing the court to impose very high bond terms to an accused person. But luckily, we have been able to convince the court, and the court has seen the sense in it that the offences are actually one, but duplicated into 7. So we are contented, and we will deal with the rest in the course of the trial.
thank you very much.
Okay.
Utaanguka bwana, mkitafuta mimi niko na break.
Fanya nini?
Ukifunga hivyo hiyo.
Jen Wairia Kimani. Jen Wairia Kimani. Value View Limited.
You can doing this one after.
Yeah, I'm very much again.
Yes, just doing this one. So that bit of water. We have taken enough photographs. Then you can now listen and go and report for it. So, and also the photo pictures. Thank you. Yes. Please is your honor. These police were just here. This the recognized according to the current record and here and Senator Wambua there will be some state counsel.
We stated that she was unwell. And the whole life. And she will continue to fast against herself. There are the 7 accused persons.
And going by the addition by counsel, the owner will especially give the benefit of doubt to the accused person, and her was paid, and when her has taken to the second regulated in court as suggested, subject her ability to the way to record, confirm that she is possible. Definition of what for elected.
David Raila Kiyama. Don't be not understand. This accused person from the charge sheet, the only part where he appears, and he appears to have done this in a hurry, is in count 1. That is on conspiracy. Your Honor, sorry, on the description of the charges, I say this, I don't want you to make a substantive finding, but just on the description of the charges, they are describing him as a director of Top Image Consultants Limited. Well, he resigned in Top Image in 2012, and that's documentation provided also given to the state. These documents.
Okay, thank you for speaking.
Your Honor, can I just finish, because this is important. As I said, I don't want you to make a substantive finding on it. I know the rules of the court about evidence production. But Your Honor, he doesn't appear in any of the other substantive charges. And then he shares a name from the document I provided you, Your Honor, he shares a name with the 5th accused person. Except the last name. The 5th accused person is the current and the development director. And during when these alleged transactions happened, you were the director. So I'm just bringing out this matter, and I've mentioned to the state, because Maloney to be so unfair to subject a person who, on the face of it, is not ought not to be charged, to be brought to court on a charge like this. That I've mentioned to the state. I've given them the documentation. And what I was saying, Your Honor, what I was saying that the state has an express duty to a suspect. If evidence on record does not indicate you to be a suspect, you ought not to bring it to court. So the purpose of this, for me bringing out these issues, is for them to take note. Perhaps they can make a conscious decision before the plea taking to drop charges against this accused person. They can also decide to proceed fair enough But as defense counsel, I have done my duty. I've also informed court. I have informed the state. As I said, I will really have failed if I don't bring this to the attention of the state. But I understand the rules of evidence. I understand the parameters in terms of limitations now. But it was important for me to mention that.
It's my submission that there is no reasonable explanation which has been given by the advocate for the court accused person as to why his client has failed to attend court this morning. Your Honor, it was clear from even yesterday that all the accused persons who did not take plea yesterday were supposed to avail themselves and take plea this morning. Your Honor, Tanzania is not far. It is a country where a person should be able to travel even overnight and appear in honor of court direction. And Your Honor, I also wish to point out to this honorable court that the order for all the accused persons apart from the past, the sixth and the seventh accused person to appear in court for plea taking were issued the first, the sixth, and the seventh, who are initially the subject of stay orders in the Muranga petition. Yes. E004 of 2024. Your Honor, it was said that all the other officers were supposed to have submitted themselves to court on the 29th. That is yesterday. Your Honor, it's clear from my submission that the fourth accused person had adequate time and information to enable him appear in court yesterday and also today. And Your Honor, based on that, I will be seeking for warrants of arrest.
And just in rebuttal.
Just a moment.
Which shall be done only in the extreme of the circumstances. It's only yesterday that EACC themselves said that apart from all the accused persons, he's the only one who they have not served, or they didn't serve summons to attend court. They said that yesterday.
What yesterday?
Yes, they said it yesterday that all the accused persons, it's only him, my client, David Ainakiana, the only one who they have not served summons. So that, Your Honor, was for good reason. Physical physical absence from the jurisdiction of this court. That is why EACC, a whole government institutions with the apparatus and machinery which they are not able to manage to find it. And today I've explained the reasons why, because I got my instructions yesterday at night. And the reason, Your Honor, is that this accused person was previously married to another accused person, Jen Wairia, who appeared in court yesterday for plea taking and was released on cash, previously married. So, Your Honor, when Jen was released, we frantically looked for him, David Maina here, and finally we were able to locate him.
Now, conspiracy to commit an offense of corruption contrary to section 7 of the Anti-Corruption and Financial Crime Act, in particular, between 21st October 2014 and 15th of June 2017 in Murang'a County, in the Republic of Kenya, being the governor, the directors of Top Unit and Value Grid, respectively conspired to commit an offense of corruption, which brought in respect to the unlawful contract for the provision of media buying services awarded to Top Image Media Consultant Limited and Murang'a County Government, amounting to 361 million, 0.15.
Your Honor, I'm not guilty. I am simply being politically persecuted.
Fifth, accused?
Your Honor, I'm not guilty.
Just a moment.